What am I supposed to be doing? I just walked in, and my name is Deborah Hood, and I'm here about Alberta Williams and her unsolved murder in Prince Rupert. She went to a party in Prince Rupert, and then she went missing. I didn't think I was going to get emotional about this, because it's been so many years. This happened in 1995. The RCMP did their investigation, and my sense of the whole thing was that there was a cover-up. They had proof, and they said that they couldn't use it because of the way that they gathered that information. The people that did this to my cousin, Alberta, have gone, and it seems like they disappeared out of thin air. I was one of those people that drove around, I don't know how many days, drove to East Lake, we drove to Vancouver, drove around the Terrace area, we drove, just drove. And then they found her body, that tiny. I can't understand why an investigator hasn't found anything based on information that was gathered. This happened in 1995, it's 2011. And to this day, there is no closure. The RCMP went into an apartment building where the party took place. And they did their investigation, and we were told that all that they found in that place was bleach. It had been cleaned up. They knew the people that lived there. They knew who was present at that place. And there are people out there today that live with the fact that they know that my cousin was murdered in Prince Rupert, and none of those people have come forward to tell the truth. And I'm here today. Any opportunity we take to get people to come forward and tell us what happened that night. My Auntie Irina passed away, my Uncle Lawrence passed away, my grandfather passed away, and to this day They never did know what happened that night. And those people that did this to my cousin, they should come forward and admit the fact that they did this. And they should pay for it. This happened to my mother. A lot of you that are present do not know that my mother died in 1966 from the very same thing. And I grew up not knowing who my mother was. And there's a void in the lives of my whole family. You know, if I could find those people, I would make them pay. Because us as Aboriginal women should not have to live with fear of walking on the street to do whatever it is that we have to do. And if those people are looking and listening, and they were witness to what happened to Alberta that night, I pray to God that you come forward and you tell the RCMP what happened that night. Because I don't think you people want to go to your grave knowing that you did not tell the truth. I believe in God. And when I stand at the pearly gates, I hope I look you right in the eye when he tells you you can go straight to hell. This community has suffered. We have suffered. To this day, we're looking for Lana Derrick. And where are those people that are supposed to be helping? Where are the RCMP? Where are these investigators that are supposed to be doing their job? Where is the government in all this? Why are they not doing it? Why are they not paying for this? You know, I drive to Terrace. Every time I drive to Terrace, I look on the side of the road. And every time I walk through the mall, I pray that one day I'll walk into one of those malls and Lana's going to be standing there. This picture, I look at this picture every single day. And I look at my uncle's picture right beside it every single day. Because I want those people that did that to pay for what they did. My mother was murdered in Vancouver in 1966. I didn't know her. And the only thing I remembered about my mother was looking into the grave and they lowered the casket down. That's all I remember of my mother. And to this day, we don't know who did that to her either. She died in a jail cell. And I see an RCMP officer sitting here, and the anger is overwhelming. He had no part of it, but the fact that he's wearing that uniform, it just makes me so upset. Because it was not anyone's doing but the RCMP, and they hid that back in 1966. They put my mom in a box and they shipped her home. Today, I do not know which RCMP officer, whether he's living or not, whether he was the one that, who it was that did it, that beat her to death in that jail cell. And then again, Alberta Williams' death. My uncle Bruno was murdered in Alberta. To this day, I don't have a death certificate for him. He's buried in the graveyard, but I don't have a death certificate because the RCMP or whatever, they hid that one too. And one of my other cousins, she got run over in Hazelton by a drunk driver. That guy spent 2 years in jail. 2 years. Is that what a life means to people? Is that what it is? That's how many people just did my family, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like speaking in public, because this comes up and it just resurfaces over and over and over again. And yet nobody's doing anything. That's just this community. How many people just do this community, and where are the investigators that are supposedly getting thousands of dollars looking for those people that do these things? They're not here. They haven't come talk to me. They haven't talked to any of my family. They should be right here solving all these murders and finding all these missing women. I really appreciate the fact that somebody plans these, you know, because it makes people aware of what's going on. Our people don't leave Kitwanga because they're just crazy. They just want to go live somewhere else. They leave because they want jobs, and that's what Alberta had in Prince Rupert. She had a job, and she was fun-loving. She loved to party, yes, but she never did anything wrong. She loved people. She met you on the street. She made sure that she talked to you, made sure that she acknowledged the fact you were there. And the people that did this, I can't even imagine today what they're thinking. Whether they're happy that they got away with it. Are they happy that she's gone? Are they thinking about what I'm feeling? What her sisters and brothers are feeling? Are they thinking about whether Lawrence and Rena went to their graves wondering what happened to their daughter? There were people there, and I'm asking you, if you were a witness to this, that you know who these people were, that you tell the investigators or go to the nearest RCMP office and tell them who they are.
I would like to thank everyone here coming out and supporting our families. And Alberta is one of my many nieces. And I just spoke with her sister Claudia last week. Claudia lives in Vancouver. And she was just sharing her pain like Debbie was. And she's just really wanting closure as well. She would try an attempt to look into things herself. Same thing, she's just really frustrated with not finding what happened to Alberta, how things happened. wanted to thank everybody again for coming. And we're just really hoping that we find closure for our families. And I also see family members out here, people who have lost loved ones. And I thank you for coming out. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you for the commission for making a visit to Kitwanga and the further visits you'll do to other communities in Sticky, Morristown, Smithers, and Hazelton as well. I wasn't prepared to say anything. I came here to listen because the stories that we all know, that we all live with. However, I also want to say that it's very hard to move forward, as you've heard from presenters, whether it's culturally, socially, economically, in our area when people are dealing with such pain. And these are the realities we live with every day here in this team. And so I think the families will tell the stories. I don't know how we've gotten to in society here where it seems like certain lives of certain people in certain areas of the province seem to be worth less than others and get less attention than others, and I don't think that's right. And, but at least you coming here will help us get the word out a little bit more. And thank you for coming. And I'll see you some of the other communities. Thanks.
Thank you.
Is there anyone from this group that would like to speak? I think we're coming to the end. And I'd like to ask Rena to come forward again for closing. Rena Betson?
This has been a long time coming. I'm also a retired CHR community health representative here in Kitwanga for 33 years. And I witnessed a lot of things. I witnessed what Kitwanga has to go through. And if you go around this community, it's kind of a loop. The highway is across over there, and we're out of the way from the highway. And I remember one time we had a teenage girl hitchhiking from Kitwanga. This person that was supposed to drop them off in a little ways from here. It kept going until they reached the other turn off. And the two of these girls just jumped off the vehicle. And it's really scary, and we don't even know what our kids are doing most of the time. And we have been asking for funding to do things. There's a lot of things that needs to be done, but there's no funding. We just barely get by on the funding that we get, and it's very limited. We have, like I said, we have a lot to do, like our visitors here. They have work to do, that's why they're here. And what they want is an input from our communities. What I want to see is more transportation. We have a bus, the community has a bus, and there is no funding for it to go to Terrace. It started to operate for a while, and it's just cutting down again because of the cost of gas. And another thing, there is hardly any funding. We have to sprint everywhere to get our children together. We have community youth workers, and they're not funded sometimes. And we really need that. The children need that. I'm really grateful for these people that will be bringing our issues back to the government. Before we go our separate ways, I'd like to thank all of you here and for this situation. Go on and thanks for the fact that God submitting and accepting being the element could understand maybe wonderful Savior, we ask that you walk in front of us, show us the way. Be with us as we do your work. And bless everyone here before we go our separate ways. We ask for your blessing on everyone. In Jesus' name, amen.
In closing, I want to thank everyone for attending here. Both chiefs are here, band members of the community. We know how difficult it is to come forward and talk about these terrible incidents that have taken place. We're well aware of the hurt that's taking place in the community. That's why we're here. We want to hear about this. And I know it's not easy to come forward and talk about these terrible tragedies. But unless we talk about them, we will not get closure. Unless we openly talk about and acknowledge those things that are wrong in our communities and in our province. Unless we start to address some of the root causes of what's going on, we will not improve, and our society will not get better. And so we need to do that. We need to talk about these things, and we need to give advice to governments. We need to give advice to the police and to anyone else who's in a position to change our society. And obviously, from listening to the incidents and the tragedies and how they affected so many people in such a horrible way, the crimes that have been committed and the suffering that's resulted from that is heart-wrenching, to say the least. And that is why we're here. We want to hear from you, and we want to hear from your ideas. Again, on behalf of all of those who are on the Commission of Inquiry with me, I thank you all sincerely for taking your time and meeting with us.